And I think we are live. Yep, we are live. We are live. We are live. How we doing? How we doing? Ali, Teddy, welcome, gents. Welcome, gents. We have a special guest today joining the Emmanuel Finance channel. You might recognize him. This is Mr. Daniel Pronk.
Hello.
How you doing, my brother? How you doing, my brother?
Doing great. How you doing?
I am good, bro. It's been a while. It's been a while since you're on my channel. Do you remember the last time you came on my channel? We spoke about, this was before Joe Biden became president, right? And we spoke about renewables. You know, we spoke about energy stocks. A lot's changed since then.
Yeah, I remember you asked me what my if I could hold one stock forever, what would it be?
Yeah,
it was Brookfield Renewables, and now that stock is just getting hit, man. At one point, it was like by far the largest position in my portfolio because it ran so hard. Not anymore.
What was it? Was it BDX? No,
it's BEP.
BEP.
Yeah.
How's that been doing, bro? Yeah, trust me, bro. You're not alone. All right, you're not alone. Yeah. So that's the thing, because obviously when Joe Biden took office, we all thought, renewables is going to be the one where you want to put your money, right? That's where we all thought to go. Joe Biden's coming in with, restructuring, he's pro-green, everything like that. And, you are confident. I mean, I had a few energy stocks as well as a result of Joe Biden taking office. But since he's taken office, it's just been, it's not been good. It's not been good for stocks at all. And, this is why I wanted you to come onto the channel, bro. So I appreciate you giving your time.
Of course.
I wanted you to come onto the channel for us to talk about what in the world is going on, right? Like, what is going on? It seems like we're just on a downward spiral. Like, is there any end in sight? Is there a bottom? And hopefully you can help us find that bottom, bro.
I mean, if I knew where the bottom was, I would sell everything and buy it.
It's insane. It's insane. But yeah, I just wanted to say hello to the people. Thank you so much for joining, Ali. Thank you for coming through, Teddy. Appreciate you, brother. We got Michael. Michael, appreciate you, my brother. Thank you for stopping by. Earl, appreciate you, bro. Earl always shows love, man. Earl is my guy. Always shows love.
Earl? What's up?
Earl, the Canadian Solar. We got Bav as well as another one, always showing love. So, bro, day 200 buying more Tattoo Chef. Like,
dude, my Discord, you're becoming like a Tattooed Chef legend in my Discord and Palantir. Every time you make a video, people are sharing it. They love you.
Bro, but the thing is, I'm also getting hit with it now. Exactly what Bav said. Day 290 TCF. I've had, another day, another dip buy of Palantir. I'm just getting hit, in the DM, especially on Instagram. Instagram is really where, YouTube comments, you get a few sly ones, but Instagram is where people take the time out after watching my video and then send me some digs. But
the reality with Palantir is like, man, that's going to be a volatile stock.
Yeah.
That stock's valuation depends on like what the market's outlook and view on the company is on any given day.
On any given day.
Yeah. Like, I mean, let's be real. The fundamental value of Palantir is probably around $10 to $15.
Right.
Like that, I personally think the stock is quite expensive right now. But I mean, I still bought it. I still hold it. I'm just giving myself room in case it drops more.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go back to the teens. I think we're gonna go back to the teens.
I think so.
We tested some key support level on Palantir today. I was surprised it held, to be honest, with what we're going to discuss today about inflation. But yeah, it's one of those stocks. We got Michelle, appreciate you stopping by. We got Jim, appreciate you, brother. We got Rayhan, how you doing, my brother? Nazim, we got Valuistic. What's going on, brother? What's going on? We got Jim, we got John, we got Jim coming through with the Doge comments. Don't worry, Jim. We're going to talk about Dogecoin. We're going to talk about Dogecoin. We're going to save the best to last. So Dogecoin will be at the end, right? We've got Peter. Everyone's jumping onto crypto. That's fair. And Earl says, "Hey, Dan." So Daniel, you can see the chat, right?
I'm right here. Okay.
Yeah, you can see the you can see the comments. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot the link to my Discord.
Yes. And guys, is the audio okay? Let us know in the chat whether the audio is all right from my side and Daniel's side, and then we will crack on. Okay, because we've got a lot to talk about in this live stream. And one of the first things we're going to talk about is interest rates. We've got to talk about it, okay, because some news came out that's contradicting what Jay Powell has said. Okay, so people are saying, yeah, audio's all good, 100% fine, audio's good. Okay, a little bit of echo. Your audio's clear so far, so good. Okay, cool.
That might be, if there's an echo, just let me know in the comments. It might be me, and I can just throw on some headphones.
Okay. I think like 90% got football fans. Football fans appreciate you, bro. He said, all good. Yeah, audio's good. Everything. Yeah, audio's good. Right. Okay, bro. So let's talk about interest rates. Okay, it's a hot topic right now. You know, Jay Powell said multiple times that I even think he said it in this. Let me scroll down. Yeah, he said it right here, right? So his plans was pretty much that, you know, central bank is unlikely to raise interest rates this year. And, you know, he wants to give more time for further healing of the American economy before officials consider pulling back their support and etc. And, you know, that I would say the market responded quite well to that, right? Again, but now Janet's come out and pretty much contradicted what he said by saying, you know, we're likely to see interest rates rising to keep the economy from overheating. Like, what do you think she means by that? And why is the market spooked out by this?
Well, it's I mean, if you look throughout history, interest rates are the pretty much only weapon the Fed has to fight inflation. So if inflation is picking up and, you know, is a lot hotter than people think, or what the Fed is expecting right now, then they're going to have to raise interest rates to slow it down. It's their only option. It's the only thing they can do.
But is there proof of like this of inflation right now? Like, would you say you're seeing proof?
I would say this is kind of tricky because I watched Warren Buffett's Berkshire meeting.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're definitely seeing inflation. I mean, you look at real estate, you look at commodity prices, lumber, even coffee, everything. Everything is going up right now. But there's also an argument to be made that it's supply constraints with, you know, economy still being somewhat shut down, like up here in Canada.
Yeah.
So there is an argument that, you know, maybe we're seeing short-term inflation because we have low supply. And then once economies around the world open up, we deal with COVID, you know, prices might come back down when supply ramps up again. So yeah, it's like, we don't really know. We're seeing some. We're definitely seeing some, 100% seeing some. But like, is it going to last? Who knows?
I think even at the Berkshire meeting, Warren Buffett said, you know, people have a lot of money in their pockets, right?
Yeah.
And they're willing to pay higher prices for these typical items, you know, steel, like you said, lumber made another all-time high today at 7%. So is it a fact that, you know, that people just have more money to spend and are willing to pay more for it? And then once that money runs out, will we start to see a recovery, especially in growth stocks?
Well, hopefully. I mean, I think we're all feeling the pain on those right now. But yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of uncertainty. I mean, what Warren Buffett said, I believe, was that just last year, you know, I think it was something like 40% of Americans couldn't come up with $400 if they had to. And now 85% of Americans are receiving over $1,400 in stimulus checks, which is like over 3 times as much money as they could come up with at this point last year. So there's definitely a lot more money in the economy right now.
Right.
So, but then there's an argument there that, you know, people are going to go, they're going to spend this money and then it's going to be spent. We're going to see a jump in inflation and then it might calm down again. Like it's just no one knows, man.
I mean, I saw this article, Daniel, and I'm going to run this past you. So this is, can you see it? Coca-Cola CEO says, we'll have to raise prices to offset high commodity costs.
Yeah, and inflation starts with commodity. So once commodities start spiking, then inflation slowly trickles throughout the the entire economy.
So this is really happening then.
Yeah.
Wow.
And here's another thing is like, if Coke raises their prices,
yeah,
and commodity prices come back down next year and everything's all good, do you think Coke is going to want to lower their prices once they've raised them?
There's no incentive. What's the incentive? It was like we've just adjusted to their higher prices, right?
Exactly. So it's like, are they going to lower their prices once they raise them? I don't know.
It'll be the noble thing to do. It'll be noble.
Are shareholders going to like it though?
Oh, absolutely, margins. It's true. It's true. It's true. Bro, and also I was reading, so Procter and Gamble, I was reading through their earnings transcripts, and even they said the commodity cost challenges we'll face this year will obviously be larger than next fiscal year. Okay, so in order to offset that, they said they're going to offset a portion of that to pretty much price increases, and they've already said they're going to start. They're giving us a timeline. So into effect mid-September for some of their products already, and I mean this. If the big boys are doing it, then it's only a matter of time before it trickles down into the smaller companies. And it's just, are we at risk of hyperinflation? Is this going to spiral out of control?
Like, I don't think about hyperinflation. I don't think hyperinflation.
You think that's a bit too extreme?
I think right now, but I mean, is it impossible? Who knows, right? But I would say the probability right now is low, but some moderate inflation I would say is pretty likely. I mean, just think about, like, I want to get a new fence built.
Oh, what? Sorry?
I want to get a new fence built at my house because, like, my fence is pretty old. With lumber prices right now, it's going to be 300% more expensive than it would have been last year. So that's inflation, bro.
Wow. So you're actually already feeling it. Like, stock market aside, you're actually feeling it in your wow.
Yeah. So I don't even know if I want to build a fence right now anymore because it's just too expensive.
Oh God. All right. Okay. So I mean, guys, we're not trying to strike fear into anybody's hearts right now.
It's just what it is,
man. We're just being real, and we just need to address it. It's an issue that we need to address because it's affecting all of our portfolios. So my question now is, bro, then if that is the case, which it is, we've got evidence of it. Like, how are you now hedging your portfolio against inflation? Okay, rising interest rates, we know it has an impact on the stock market, in particular growth stocks, which has been hammered since mid-February. How are you now hedging your portfolio then?
I've been buying more dividend stocks. And historically, what I learned recently is that historically the best hedge against inflation actually isn't gold, but it's real estate.
It's in real estate.
Yeah. So I've been investing more into REITs, monthly dividend stocks, which are usually REITs. So it's nice to have consistent cash flow coming in, also because the market's pretty unpredictable right now. I mean, we just had earnings blowouts across the board, and the market is selling off. I mean, Apple's down 4% today after like the best earnings report in like a decade. So, it's kind of like the market seems a little bit shaky right now. It seems like we might trade sideways. We got inflation, we got potentially rising interest rates. So yeah, I think dividends are a nice place to be. I've been buying a little bit more REITs and some dividend stocks pretty much.
Okay, so that's been your strategy for hedging against this inflation, is to focus on REITs, which are real estate investment trusts, and also dividends. With your dividends investments, are they in tech? Like, are you investing in like Apple or Microsoft, or what particular sector are you focusing with regards to dividends?
Dividends would be utilities and real estate mostly, because utilities have inflation hedged contracts. So as inflation increases, it's in their contracts that they can pretty much raise their prices to meet whatever inflation is doing. So if
What is that
inflation
in the
goes,
US? Sorry, is that in Canada or is that across the board?
it's in the US and in Canada. So I've got,
Okay,
BEP, for example, they're a utility company of renewable utilities, and their contracts are inflation hedged.
right.
So if inflation goes up 10% this year, like that'd be crazy. But if it does, then Brookfield Renewables can increase their contracts by 10% to match it.
And then that would automatically mean they can increase their dividend yields, right, for shareholders.
Yep, pretty much.
Wow.
Because their revenue is
Okay.
going to increase, their cash flow will increase, everything will increase with inflation. So utilities
Okay.
are very good too.
Okay. Okay. So REITs and utilities, dividend paying utilities is where you want to be right now. That's how you're hedging. So I mean, you did make a mention about gold being historically like a hedge against inflation.
Yep.
Would you still consider gold now, or would you move towards digital gold? So of course your Bitcoins, which has just been an absolute tear right now. Would you consider that a good hedge?
I mean,
You had to sit up for that one.
I hate to say it, but I have been considering buying some Ethereum.
Yeah.
Just like, I'm not totally sold on crypto, but I think having like 1 to 3% might be a good idea.
Mm.
I would consider it speculative in my portfolio though.
Also, you would class any crypto investment that you have as you put it with your speculative stocks, essentially.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? So you're not bullish on crypto long term, or the whole decentralization agenda?
Not overly.
Or are you of Charlie Munger's sentiment where he refers to Bitcoin as is it rat poison? I wonder what he thinks of Doge if Bitcoin's rat poison.
I mean, honestly, I don't know enough about Bitcoin to have like a for sure opinion, but based on
Yeah.
what I've read from, Warren Buffett, Ray Dalio, Charlie Munger, it seems mostly like speculating.
Yeah.
Like, I don't personally know what's driving the Bitcoin up more, and I don't know if I'm buying the top or anything. I have no idea.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because again, it's a relatively new asset, isn't it? I mean, people used to use the 2017 levels of, to kind of gauge support resistance, highs, lows, but it's just been at all-time highs, pretty much since towards the back end of last year. It's been on a crazy run. But so I can understand where you're a bit hesitant from that point of view in terms of getting in now, as opposed to where we can go, or which we could go up or down, dependent. But okay, so it's quite interesting. So your hedge is REITs and utilities, which I didn't consider. Have you considered ETFs at all? What's your thoughts on
Yep.
ETFs as a potential hedge?
Yeah. So Ray Dalio actually said that, like, if you are worried about inflation, the best thing you can do right now is just diversify, and not just diversify in like the S&P 500, but like diversify currencies as well. So like buy European ETFs, buy India ETFs, buy China ETFs, and just be exposed to pretty much every economy. But I don't know if I have a big enough portfolio for that.
Yeah, it's all good. Ray Dalio saying that, right?
Like
Yeah,
if I was managing, $100 billion, then that might be a good option, but I'm not. So. but no, I have diversified. I have bought a India ETF.
India ETF. What
Yeah.
covered? Is that the main indices or the whole country?
It covers the top 50 companies in India.
Okay.
So that one, I mean, I've diversified a little bit over there.
What do you
I
have
do
the
have a
ticker
shot.
for that, bro? You have a ticker for that?
The US, I imagine more people are in the US, so it's just INDY.
Okay, so iShares India. Okay. All right. So
So that
where
one pretty,
is that now? So it's taking a little bit of a pullback, slightly.
yeah, that's because India's
Okay.
having a problem with COVID right now.
Yeah. Which could, I mean, obviously we don't wish any ill on anyone, but
No.
again, obviously crisis creates opportunity from that point of view. Um, okay, so emerging markets. Um, what about, would you think like the whole world ETF? Just put it all in, just bet with the whole world. Is it the Vanguard one?
I mean, yeah,
That could be
I'm
another head.
like, I got to be pretty clear here. Like, I'm not overly worried about inflation in the short term.
Okay.
Like my portfolio is still pretty big in U.S. cannabis. You know, like I don't know. I think pretty much everything we're seeing right now. I have a very long investing horizon, so I haven't really adjusted my portfolio too much to fight
Okay.
inflation or whatever.
So what percent, how liquid are you right now then?
I believe I have like 15% cash in my public portfolio.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Around
is
50.
that when would you say you're ready to deploy that cash? Because I won't lie, like right now I'm cash heavy, and I was telling people in my Discord that I want to be buying because some of my high conviction stocks are taking the hit. Palantirs, your tattooed chefs and whatnot. But
Yep.
if this inflation does carry on and interest rates are raised throughout the rest of the year, then I feel like I'm going to get it at better discounts. But at what point would you say, okay, now's the time to start deploying cash? Because like we've identified, if inflation is happening, which it is, and interest rates are going up, my money is useless in a bank.
Yeah.
And that's just being real. Like it's just every single day, my buying power of my cash reduces. Um, like what's your strategy then for deploying cash? Like are you waiting for the general market, maybe the S&P 500 to pull back 10%, 20%? Do you have like targets
I have targets on specific stocks.
on specific stocks?
Yeah, so I
Right.
don't have a target on like, the S&P correcting because I mean anyone who follows my channel, I don't know if anyone here does, but my largest stock is Truly, which is a cannabis company in the US. And I mean cannabis stocks were just in a bear market. We've already seen a 30% correction.
Yeah.
So I mean I've been nibbling away. I've already been buying some more of that stock.
Okay, so you have price targets for your high conviction stocks, not
Yeah.
the general market.
Yeah, I don't really
Okay.
I don't really focus on what the general market is doing. I'm like, what are the stocks I love doing? And
Got you.
if they're hitting my targets, like Palantir under 20, I'm gonna start buying some.
Mm.
Palantir at 15, I'm gonna start buying some. But if the market's at all time highs or it's in a correction or not, I mean, I don't really care. It's just if my stock hits my target, I'm gonna start buying it.
That's quite interesting that you say that because I mean, like, if you look at the general state of the market right now, especially last week, all-time highs, the Dow, all-time highs, S&P 500, but yet a lot of the household, or should I say, the YouTube names, your tattoo chefs, your Palantirs, your skills, what other YouTube, even SPACs as well, like
Yeah.
they're all heavily in the red, but yet the market's making all-time highs. Like,
Yep.
how do you make sense of that? you know how
Well, unfortunately SPACs don't move the market. That's like the Apples, the Amazons,
yeah
that stuff moves the market.
true but then when
So
you get Amazon that reports incredible earnings, right? Like Amazon did you see Amazon's earnings recently? Like, and look at it, like they're down 2% today. After hours they're red, you know and since they've reported earnings, they've just been going down. So it's like, if Amazon, trillion, is it trillion? Yes, $1 trillion, yeah, $1 trillion market cap, reported incredible earnings and it's still down. Like, what hope do we have for our mid to small cap investments? Like, what hope is there in this market?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's
But that's what I mean though, is like Truly just got to a point where I thought it was just getting so ridiculously cheap again that I started buying it.
Yeah.
Because like relative to Truly's future potential, the market cap, that the valuation that stock was just hitting, what I thought was pretty cheap.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to be buying when I think valuations are attractive. I don't
For
really,
that
to be honest
particular
with you, I
stock.
don't really care what Amazon's doing.
Really? You don't
Not
use it
at
as a
all.
gauge at all? No? Okay.
No, I'm just focusing on the fundamentals of my businesses and
Nice.
versus their valuations. And I'm just like, I mean, if Amazon's down 5%, I don't hold it. I really,
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so that's how you're navigating through this current market. You're staying laser focused on your high conviction plays that you're bullish on long term. You've got price targets set specifically for those companies, and if they do go on sale and hit your price targets, then you simply just pick up more because you're in it for the long term, anyways, regardless of interest rates, regardless of inflation, regardless of what Amazon's doing, regardless of what Jay Powell says. You're bullish, period, and you're laser focused on those companies. And again, to hedge against the current inflation and rising interest rates, you're putting money into utilities, paying dividends and REITs, and that's just bringing even more cash flow for yourself. I like that.
So
I like that.
my investing goal has always been to have my portfolio, like dividends, paying for everything.
Yeah.
So I've always found that incredibly attractive to have cash flow coming in, because you can deploy that cash flow however you want. You can buy, like I can buy more Trulieve, I can buy more dividend stocks, I can just hold cash.
Yeah.
But I'm getting a constant return on my portfolio with some dividend stocks.
Yeah.
So
it makes sense.
I find it, I think it's pretty attractive, and it's like more stability. But I mean, everyone's portfolio should be a little bit different or completely different. So
yeah. Well, that's a great mindset, bro, man. Thank you so much. I mean, this is why I wanted you on the channel, just kind of get a different perspective, so my subscribers get a different perspective of things, because we had a great bull market. We made a lot of money in terms of like the high risky stocks, and we have invested in a lot of growth stocks and innovative stocks, and even some SPACs that we believe have potential that are getting hit right now. And it's obviously I'm giving my perspective all the time in my videos, but it's good to kind of get another perspective from another seasoned investor. And I think you've given quality advice in terms of staying laser focused on your businesses that you have high conviction over. It's a long-term game, right? It's not a race per se. It's just longevity. You're going to be in it for a long time and not just a good time, essentially.
Exactly. Long term. And
long.
I mean, I know you're a fan of Peter Lynch, right?
Love him.
Yeah, he said if anyone could predict interest rates, I think it was like 5 times in a row, they'd be a billionaire.
Facts. I know. I don't know why I'm spending. I'm getting caught up, bro. I'm getting caught up because Peter Lynch says, right, this is what it said, right? If you spend 13 minutes talking about inflation, you've wasted 11 minutes. And I'm just like, I know this, but here I am bringing you onto my channel to talk about interest rates.
No, I mean, fair enough, man. It is what's going on in the market right now.
I know.
And like personally, if I had a gun to my head and I had to bet, I would say inflation or interest rates are probably going to increase before 2023. But I don't know. If I had to place a bet, I would. But when I'm taking a look at my investments, it's like in 10 years, do I think the valuation is going to be higher than where it is today? Yeah. And I do.
Yeah.
So
it's like Kathy Wood. She always says, we're not looking for profits now. She's always thinking 5-year, 10-year outlooks. I think so. That's a good strategy, a philosophy to have when looking at your own portfolio. Okay. And right before we go to the chats, because I've seen a lot of questions coming in, I do want to get your thoughts on. We have to talk about it. We have to talk about it. Doge, right? We have to talk about the trending topic right now. It has 33% on a day like today. What before we go to the questions, what are your thoughts on the Doge coin?
I mean, this is a casino. I don't know. I mean, Doge has, as far as I know, it has zero utility. So this is literally just like how much hype can this thing get, and how far can people push it?
Well, I
I don't
mean,
know.
Elon Musk is doing a great job right now. Obviously, he's coined himself the Doge father. He's on his Twitter, he put it there. He called himself the Doge father, which is brilliant. He's going on Saturday Night Live, right? And they're going to talk about Doge, confirmed. So that's probably one of the reasons why it's running crazy like today. Everyone's trying to get in before Saturday, and I can only imagine like the sell-off after Saturday, after the Saturday Night Live, would just be insane. But it's happening. We've seen stories on YouTube now. There's Dogecoin millionaires. Do you know what I'm saying? So people are really making bank of this. And my question to you, Daniel Pronk, is: are you going to get some Dogecoin before Saturday?
No, I don't think so. Okay, here's the thing, though. I did consider it because I saw. I mean, Elon's going to talk about it.
Yeah.
And this is going to. I personally think that this is going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news event. So he's going to go on the show. He's going to talk about Dogecoin, and then I think the next day it's probably going to sell off. But until then, I mean, it's up 32% today. So everyone has the same idea.
Yeah. Can this hit $1 before Saturday?
I don't know, man. I have no idea.
I think that's one of the most popular questions on Twitter right now. Like Dogecoin to $1 question mark. Like I think like that's the dream. That's the dream. Because I mean that's almost like just less than 100% from where we are today. So you never know. On Sunday we could look back at this video and be like, damn it, why didn't I just YOLO? Why didn't I YOLO in Dogecoin? Everyone's got the same idea. But it's funny to watch. We've had every year there seems to be something. Earlier this year, obviously we had the GameStop, AMC. Last year was Nikola, Hyliion, loads of SPACs. And it's like this is just the game that we play. This is the game that we play.
It's crazy, man. Like having been on, the stock space for almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
It's crazy how the market just goes through these waves. It's like, SPACs were hot, EVs were hot, then penny stocks were hot, then IPOs were hot.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Now crypto's hot. And then you remember, I remember when we last spoke, you said the cannabis as well was hot a couple of years ago. It's like it goes through all these cycles. It's really, really interesting. And that's one thing I love about this market is that you could just never predict what's next. There's always going to be something else. And it's just trying to stay level-headed in the midst of the chaos and just think about your objectives and your goals long term. And I guess having tunnel vision as well helps, which we've learned. So, okay, bro, thank you so much. Let's see what people are saying in the chat. We've got quite a few people. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Thank you so much, guys, for coming through. If not, it would have just been me and Daniel talking to ourselves. So we appreciate everyone dropping by. Okay, so guys, drop your questions. If you have any questions in the chat, just drop it in there. I think we've got about another 5 more minutes before we have to wrap this up. And I hope you guys gained a lot of value from today and it's helped made sense. But let's see. So Mr. Virginia says he has only $500 in Doge. Hey, you might double that, bro. You might double that come Saturday. Man's not hot. Yeah, man's not hot. Where are we? Let's have a look. See some of the questions. Yeah, guys, if you have any questions, if not, okay. So Daros asked that you're a Tattooed Chef fan as well. I said, are you a Tattooed Chef fan, Daros?
I am, but I don't. I'm not as bullish as I do own some.
Yeah,
but I'm not as bullish as everyone else.
As in me. Did you see my video yesterday on Tattoo Chef when we
I,
announced the?
I didn't see your video yesterday, but I mean the reality is I think Tattoo Chef is going to be a pretty low margin business for quite a while.
You think so? Even with their vertical integration.
Yeah, I mean, what are they projecting? Like 30% gross margins long term?
Yeah, yeah. It got adjusted a bit to about 40%.
Oh
I
wow,
believe
okay.
yes.
I didn't
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
it's been adjusted. They did lowball their guidance during Q4, but that got adjusted yesterday. They've made two acquisitions yesterday as well. That was announced, and they're also bringing in another revenue stream to the business, which will be to do with food service. So not only are they obviously at the moment expanding within retail, they're also expanding another side of the business, which will be food services, deliveries to workplaces, and we invested $35 million in cash for the acquisition, and
Yeah.
they're projecting that it will produce 200 million within was it 3 or 5 years? So that will represent a great return on the investment, ROCI, RIC on that. But again,
Okay.
I'm very bullish. So
I'm just gonna be honest with you. I
yeah,
haven't looked into this acquisition, and I do own
yeah,
shares. I bought some more at 15 in the $15 range,
oh yeah, yeah.
but it's just not my highest conviction. But I do need to do some more research on the recent news that you're talking about.
Okay. So, someone asked, what do you think of Palantir's strongest competitive edge is? So, what's Palantir's moats?
Um, I think their moat is quite simply just their software, their technology. I mean, I've heard a lot of arguments that someone like Google is going to come in and replicate their technology, and Palantir is going to be gone. I think, listen, I understand that argument, but I think it's wrong
Mm.
because I mean, Palantir is the only company in history to have what is it, IL level 5 with the U.S. government, and they're like approaching IL level 6 or whatever that is.
Yeah, level 6.
And then like Google is like on the bottom end of that
I think
spectrum.
they're at 2 or 3.
Yeah, so it's like the US government clearly sees something with Palantir, and all of these companies that are using Palantir are loving them.
Yeah,
So I don't know. I think Palantir has a real chance to be worth over 100 billion, maybe even 200 billion within the next 5 to 10 years. And I think their projections, their revenue projections for 2025 are bearish, personally.
yeah. They lowballed it.
I think they're going to kill it.
So, would you say Palantir is one of your high conviction plays?
Yeah, but it is honestly, but I also consider it speculative because I think the valuation is ridiculous.
What? You just contradicted what you said a minute ago.
I think the valuation's high, man. I mean, you got it. Like there is so much future growth factored into this valuation today.
Yeah.
I think they're going to kill it 5 years up, but based on today, I think they're pretty expensive.
But they always say the market though is always forward thinking. Do you get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Especially with growth stocks. You're
yeah,
always trying to predict how it will grow in the future, and I guess that's what's priced in right now. And if that's the case, then the market will always be forward thinking for companies like Palantir, like Tesla. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Um,
But then you have to ask, how much forward thinking are you willing to pay for? And with Palantir, I think we're
true,
paying for probably 3 years of growth right now.
true.
Because I mean, yeah, a $40 billion valuation for a company doing like 1.5 billion in revenue top line is very expensive.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's real. That's real. That's real. Well, I think we're going to have a crazy 2021 based on I think that will level it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, cool. So I know Canadian Solar is a favor of yours. How do you feel about it now? Canadian Solar, how do you feel about it? That's from
Um,
Earl.
I'm still bullish on long term. I mean, they just
Yeah.
signed a $550 million contract with the state of California. And what's the valuation of the company today? like $2 billion.
That's seasick. Yeah, I've seen quite a few videos of seasick recently. It's
Yes.
also been getting
Yeah. So I
beaten
mean,
down. Yeah. So what you're talking market cap's 2.3 billion.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so
I mean, I'm
you're
still bullish. I still hold it.
bullish. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so what is your top 3 highest conviction stocks for 5 years? Bull wants to get some tips. What is your top 3 highest? And I'll forgive you if Tattoo Chef's not part of it. It's fine.
It's not.
It's fine. Oh god. At
It's
least let it land, bro. Let it land.
I'm sorry, dude. It's True Leave. There's one stock, but it's such a small cap that I don't know if I want to talk about it on YouTube because small cap prices are influenced very easily.
Yeah, very, especially if it's got a low float.
It's very small, and my goal is never to try and pump stocks like that. So I don't know if I want to say number 2, but that's for my Discord. We know about it.
Okay.
But
substitute something in to it, like your 4th. Yeah.
Okay, the third would probably be Brookfield Renewable, and I see people are asking about Brookfield in the comments here.
Okay.
So yeah, Brookfield would be number 2. I'll address Brookfield here in a minute, and then number 3. Let me just look at my portfolio because I got to look at this. I got to think.
So the yield is still good. You got a good yield on Brookfield, 3.24% dividend.
Yeah, it's just the stock has been selling off a lot because, I mean, the stock doubled last year on the Biden news.
Yeah.
And the reality is the fundamentals didn't double. So the stock doubled, but the fundamentals grew, I think, by like less than 10%. So you have this massive run in share price.
Yeah.
But if you look at how much the fundamentals grew, the fundamentals did not grow nearly as much as the shares. So I think the stock is probably going to continue selling off, to be honest.
And it's just leveling up right now, essentially.
Yeah,
and a lot of stocks are. I would argue Tesla is exactly in the same boat in terms of the massive growth it had last year, which you can only deem euphoric. And fundamentals are just catching up now to the stock.
It's just the reality is the shares got way far away from the fundamentals, and now it's correcting itself, which sucks.
Yeah,
because I got to admit I did dip by it a little bit, but I'm waiting. I'm trying to be patient. I'm going to wait a little bit longer for that one. But
that's the thing. It's like it boils down to what you said earlier. About if you're bullish on it long term, bullish on the fundamentals. These are shopping prices. These are I was telling this with my Discord as well. It's like when we go shopping, right? The shopping mall, anything, we would love to see like our products on sale, half price or 30% off or whatever percent off. But for some reason, when we come to the stock market, when something that we like is on sale, we think the opposite. Like, what's wrong with it? You know what I'm saying? Like, what have I done wrong? Like, what did I miss? Whereas in the other way around, in a normal market in real life, well, the stock market is real life. You know what I mean? And it's exactly the same scenario. So when there's red days in companies that I love, like I've been telling my Discord, like, I can't wait for Palantir to go to the teens. People are like, exactly. What's wrong with this guy? Why do you want it to go? Because like I'm bullish on this long term. Like we're just really getting started, in terms of the transition from government contracts to private sector contracts. Like it's exciting for me. And the fact that I can get something that I really like, it's down like 40% since off its highs. Like we've lost half of its value. I'm game. I am game,
I mean, that's the mindset you got to have as an investor is like, listen, if BEP dropped to $5 today,
load the boats. Well, as long as the fundamentals haven't changed.
Exactly.
Right?
As long as the fundamentals are okay. I mean, if this stock drops 80% tomorrow, I'm just going to be buying it. I will love that. I will love it because, long term, that's just a ridiculous price. So, I mean, if anyone in here's in my Discord, just think about sausages, okay? When sausages go on sale, you buy more.
Sausages.
Yeah,
that's a bit sus, bro. That's a little bit sus, but
no, it was just a message I did to my community. I was talking about how when you're at the supermarket And sausages go on sale, you buy more. But when your stocks go on sale, you run away from them. It's just weird.
It's psychology.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
Dave asked, have you tried any TTCF products? I guess they're not in Canada yet. No, they're not in Canada. Okay, can you buy?
I'll bring them
Sabrina
myself.
asked, can you buy Dodge in Canada? Not
Yes,
that
you
she's
can.
thinking of buying. Oh, you can.
You can
Okay,
buy
so
crypto, you can buy Doge, you can buy all that stuff.
I think Doge as well was on Webull, was added to Webull today or yesterday. That's another catalyst for growth today as well. Okay, do you think growth stocks have all? Okay, so do you no? So next, yeah, we've already answered that. We don't think growth stocks have bottomed out in general. It's probably still going to continue, especially after what Yellen announced today. So that's
Yeah.
so.
Rising interest rates is the biggest risk to growth stocks and stocks in general right now.
Okay, so Ethan asked, "What are your thoughts on CRSR? Is that Corsair?"
Yeah. I like
And
Corsair.
yeah,
I actually have been considering buying it. I haven't yet.
isn't earnings this week?
It was this morning, and they raised their guidance, and they beat expectations.
Okay,
And the stock is down 2.5% when they upgrade guidance. You gotta love it.
and so it should be, and so it should be. If Amazon is down and AMD is down and Apple's down, that's right. It's just following trend.
So Corsair, I do like it, but I want to wait for the MDA to come out because there's something about the cash flow. The cash flow is incredibly lower than I was expecting. So on a cash flow basis, not on an earnings basis, I think the cash flow was lower than I was expecting. So I want to see why that was.
Okay, so I still got some more digging to do.
Yeah, and they haven't explained it yet. So that's going to be on the MDA when it's released.
So Dara says you're sounding like Kramer, but it said you're being realistic.
How am I sounding like Kramer? What's going on here?
Kramer, I think that's a terrible analogy. Kramer flip flops. Don't get me started with Jim. Oh, we got a guest. We got a special guest.
We got the cat coming back. Yeah, he likes to sit on me.
Okay, so yeah, XP said the Palantir's expenses are about to go up. I think I don't argue with that. Okay, so do you think we're loading up on BEP at these prices? No. So do you think right now? Okay, so you don't think BEP is attractive yet? Just be patient. Be patient is essentially what you're saying.
They also just broke support of $38. I've been letting my people know that I think $30 to $35 is when the company's going to be back to fair value, but I still think it's a little bit expensive right now.
Okay, so if you're in it already, just hold.
Yeah, I'm
holding, and then get ready to buy on dips. Cool.
Yeah,
All right, we got Sam. We got Sam in the building, my financial friend. How you doing, brother? Appreciate you, bro. Okay, can you have deflection after inflation?
Deflection?
I'm not entirely sure. Do you mean
or deflation?
Deflation. I think it means deflation.
I mean, probably possible, but usually deflation happens when the velocity of money slows down. So, do you know what velocity of money is?
No.
It's how quickly people are spending money.
All right.
So if everyone is spending all of their cash very quickly, the velocity of money is really high and inflation picks up. But,
so then that would probably happen when pretty much economies open up, right?
Exactly. So what I was just about to say is when the economy shut down in 2020, and you couldn't buy anything, we essentially shut off the velocity of money. So if we didn't do stimulus, we would have seen a severe deflationary period.
Yeah.
But the amount of stimulus we did, lower interest rates, just pure printing of money, we stopped deflation. So we actually had to do stimulus to stop deflation.
Yeah. I mean, even Warren Buffett, to be fair, he did praise the Fed. Yeah.
When you have deflationary periods, it's always bad for stocks. Stocks don't do well in deflation.
But again, we're in this long term, so it's just shop, like you said, sausages, right? Okay.
You have to start shopping.
All right, all right. We got loads of questions flooding in. Okay. So I think the ones where we've spoken about. So Palantir is gonna skip that because we've spoken about it. So skills. Are you in skills? No. Okay. Skills. I'm not in skills either, but skills has been beaten up, bro. It's been beaten up recently. I
For
felt
good
skills
reason.
got very overvalued. You know, a lot of people obviously were, again, it's back to how much of the future do you price in? You know, skills, big player within the gaming sector, absolutely had a crazy run up last year. And have
Yeah,
you seen it? It's been beaten up. It's
I'm not
been
touching that.
beaten up.
I'm not touching it.
It's let's just oh oh.
I almost wanted to short that one.
You almost wanted to short skills. Wow. $16. There we go.
Well, let's just take a look. All right. What's the valuation today?
All right. So market cap is still 16 billion.
6.7 billion. So this was worth over $20 billion at one point. Like, you got to be kidding me.
And I think full year revenue was 230 million.
Yeah, and they're burning cash.
But Daniel, it's in the gaming industry. Come on.
Nah, bro. So is Corsair. I would prefer Corsair.
I mean, like, if you even look at their performance, right, for 2020, like, how can they lose even more money, right? During a time where most people were staying at home, everyone was gaming. Well, not everyone, I wasn't gaming, but a lot of people were gaming, but yet they still lost even more money in a time where you would assume, you would imagine it would have tremendous growth. It's been far from it. Even though revenue has grown, it's not that impressive. It's not grown that much. I don't want to be too critical of skills.
Yeah, no, I understand. I was about to say, like, I don't think the revenue growth is extreme enough to even justify today's valuation, which is why I'm going to stay away from it. And I've downloaded skills on my phone, and I just wasn't impressed.
Oh, really? So you've actually had some experience with the platform, and
yeah, I just asked myself, would I pay $6.7 billion out of my pocket to buy this app? And it was a hard no. So
wow. Okay, so there you had it, folks. I guess this is why someone said you're Jim Cramer. I think this is why.
I'm just being real, man. That's just my
100%,
opinion,
bro. This is why we love you on the channel, bro. 100%. So Sam's had some experience with the Akai Bowl, and turns out it was fire. So there you go, guys. Buy the dips. Keep up the good work, guys. Love you. Thanks, Baxter. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Okay, so Flooring for everyone in genomics. Okay, read the code breaker. All right, I assume they mean deflation. Yep, deflation. Where are we? Let's have a look. Yeah, someone said hashtag sausages. So I'm guessing that's TJ said hashtag. Yeah, what is going on? You in your Discord, bro? You got to talk about sausages and things.
I got to send you a meme.
Yeah, send me that meme. I need to know what's going on.
All right, here I'm gonna send it to you.
Hey, Spencer, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Deflation is really dangerous, and countries avoid it like the plague, says Teddy. It's really true. It's really bad for stocks.
Yeah.
Do we have can you, off the top of your head, can you think of like a period where deflation had an impact on the markets? Can you, off the top of your head?
I don't off the top of my head, but right here, I have the Intelligent Investor on my desk at all times.
At all times. I have 100 baggers, Christopher Ma, at all times.
So, it doesn't show the year. It doesn't show the years. That's too bad. Right. That's just too bad. But I don't know specifically when it was, but sometime in the past 100 years, there was
a deflationary period.
Yeah. You can go, I think it's on page 55.
Page 55.
Let me make sure about that. No, sorry.
Oof.
Where is it?
I've got so many marks on this book.
Page 62. Page 62,
Page
sorry.
62. All right. I see I have that. Oh.
It's the chart.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, I don't know if anyone can see it. Page 62, guys, of the Intelligent Investor. don't know if you can see that, but pretty much how well do stocks hedge against inflation?
Yeah. And it basically shows you that when there's deflation, stocks produce negative returns. Stocks do the best between 1% and 2% inflation. And then when inflation gets really high, stocks are sporadic. They're pretty unpredictable.
All right. Have you heard of tips?
Yep.
Demi in my Discord was telling me about tips recently.
Yep.
Treasury inflation protection, protected securities.
Yeah. So those used to be a great way to fight inflation, but they're basically inflation hedged bonds. But with bond yields being essentially 0% right now, even when you got 0% hedged against inflation, you're still going to get 0%.
How do you get into those?
I honestly don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't even know, but is like the intelligent investor says that tips historically have been great for inflation, but right now with interest rates so low, they're not that good.
Okay. Okay, bro. So I'm aware you've got to go. So I appreciate you staying for a lot longer, bro. Right,
Not
we're gonna
0%.
we're probably gonna have to wrap it up, bro. Because I know you said you've got to go record your video. And I really appreciate you spending the time with us, guys. Please check out Daniel's channel if you want thorough DD. None of this. Like he's not going to talk about Safe Moon. He's not going to talk about Moonshot. Yeah, I can guarantee you, Daniel will not be talking about meme coins or poo coins. It's solid DD out here in these streets. All right, so it's hype. It's, as you can see, he's straight talking. We love it. This is why I brought Daniel onto the channel. So again, thank you for coming, brother. And to you guys, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming, guys. And we'll probably do another one. You fancy another one soon?
Another one, sure, why not?
Yeah. Thank you, brother, man. Thank you again for everything you do for me and for the channel. Like I've said before, Emmanuel Finance wouldn't be here if it weren't for you, bro. You told me to do this YouTube thing, so appreciate you, bro. And yeah, appreciate everybody that took the time out this evening. And guys, the key takeaways are pretty much for me, anyways, from this live is know what you own and why you own it. As Peter Lynch says, always have a long-term view. Peter Lynch always preaches as well. Don't be too caught up in this whole inflation stuff. Just know what you own, know the companies, know their long-term future prospects, and if they go on sale, just buy. Just buy and hold long-term. And again, one of the ways Daniel says he's hedging against inflation, if you must, is REITs is a great strategy. Also, you can invest in utilities that pay dividends. Again, that's income coming in during these hard times. But if not, just carry on doing what you're doing with your high conviction plays, because I believe that's what Kathy Woods, ARK Invest, is doing. They just continue to buy on these dips. And yeah, I think that's about it. So I hope you guys gained a lot of value today. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace, guys. Peace.
See you later.